Welcome, everyone, to What to Watch Live, the show where we discuss the best in TV and entertainment this week. My name is David, and today I am joined by my fellow Xfinity editors, Liz and Maddie.
Woo! Hi.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
Just
hair flip.
Doing great.
Here.
Well, thanks for being here. And hello to everyone out there watching us across Xfinity platforms, or maybe you're watching us on the Xfinity What to Watch channel on Xumo Play. You can watch us 24/7 all day long if you want. Sometimes you'll catch us at midnight interviewing Elvira or something. That's fun. On today's show, and we have a great one for you, we will reveal the 3 TV premieres we're most excited about this week. Liz will tell us about the entertainment you can enjoy for free this week with Haya and Kakoa. Maddie will give us a crash course on the French Open. We'll be joined by the stars of the new movie Air. And our favorite Keanu Reeves characters will fight to the death in a winner-take-all death match. So let's get things started with the week's hottest shows in the latest edition of Appointment TV. Every week, the Xfinity editors pick the TV show or movie premiere they are most excited about right now. And this week, we will kick things off with Liz. Liz, what are you looking forward to?
Thanks. So here's a show that I started watching before, and something must have happened. I completely forgot about it, but season 2 is coming. So super excited about Run the World. Let's watch a clip.
As your friend, your soon-to-be divorced friend, I get it. I know we agreed to keep it civil, but we both can't keep living here.
Sometimes you look up and life is different.
Well, I've been with my thesis advisor, which could get him fired and me thrown out of school.
Reinvention, that's the game.
This weekend, I am a black girl gone wild, and I will do anything I want. Anything.
I am just trying to blow off some steam. So if you could just let me.
Sometimes you just gotta jump off the cliff.
Nobody ever talks about what it feels like when you're falling.
Yay. So I will be catching up on season 1 just in time to watch Star's premiere of Run the World season 2 beginning on May 26th. So I'm all about empowered, educated, and ambitious women. And that's exactly what this show is about. Bunch of friends who are in different places in their lives, both professionally and personally. But yet they always have each other to fall back on. So it's a whole lot of fun, great cast. And that's what I'm ready for May 26th.
Tell me.
I feel like I'm going to have, I'm sorry, David, go ahead.
No, you go. You go first.
I was like, just reading the title Run the World, it just puts me in a very Beyonce mode. I want that song stuck in my head the rest of the day. And I feel like that's almost like a good soundtrack to go into watching the show too.
Exactly. And it's total badass energy. I love it.
Okay. That gives me, what I was going to say is like, Liz, tell me why this is different than Sex and the City. But badass energy is giving me a different idea. Like
total different energy, right? They are, the education is really important. The fact that they are literally ambitious and all are trying to run the world in a very different way within their careers. I mean, it's the energy is completely, it is very Beyonce-ish, Run the World. So you can definitely listen to that track before checking it out, and check out the first season or just jump right into the second season. I'm sure that you won't be disappointed at all.
All right. I'll give it a shot. I will give it a shot. Maddie, what are you looking forward to this week?
Yeah, thanks, David. This week, I am so excited to tune into American Born Chinese on Disney+. Before I say any more, let's take a look at the trailer.
I may be able to help.
What's going on?
I'm not from this world. I need your help with my quest to stop the uprising.
The gate between Earth and Heaven is opening.
Okay!
You must stop it or everyone will perish. The fate of your world hangs in the balance.
I don't really see how I fit into this whole thing.
You're my guide.
you come up with something a little bit cooler than guide?
Servant?
Yeah, no, you're right. Guide's better.
It will be difficult and dangerous.
Be the hero.
What if I'm not, though?
Fate is not decided up there, but down here.
Yeah, there you have it. This miniseries, I'm so excited for. It's based on the 2006 graphic novel of the same name. It follows Jin Wang, a high school student who struggles to manage his culture and his identity as he navigates adolescence. If that's not challenging enough, I love a story just based on that alone. His world turns upside down when a sequence of events lead him to become involved in a battle between the gods of Chinese mythology. So just on like that alone, I'm pretty sold. But what really sold me, and I kind of gave it away a little bit in the trailer, is the cast. If you loved the Best Picture winner from last year, Everything Everywhere All at Once, you'll notice a lot of familiar faces. We have Academy Award winner Michelle Yeoh, Academy Award winner Ke Kwan, and Academy Award nominee Stephanie Hsu, all making appearances in this show. I think they smartly like premiered this trailer during the Oscars, if I remember. So I've been excited ever since. Looks like a coming of age story at its core, which I'm always a sucker for. But just from the trailer alone, the action looks incredible. The magical and fantastical elements to it as well. Disney always nails that kind of stuff. And like I mentioned before, the acting and action is sure to be top tier. This is also a really good option if you're looking for another way to celebrate Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So yeah, mark your calendars. I will certainly be watching this. American Born Chinese premieres on Disney Plus on May 24th.
Who could have anticipated that all of these stars would be Oscar nominated and then be in this show together? Like, what a win for Disney to have put this together.
Yeah, I don't know the timing on this. If the show came on the actors like it ended up on their desks while they were filming Everything Everywhere All at Once, or they just happened to, I don't know how that happened, but it's a winning recipe for sure.
Yeah,
it's great. And I'd loved like whatever this character on the poster is up in the upper like right hand corner. Like they showed a real quick clip of that character in the trailer. I mean, yeah, I'm all in on this.
All right, so 3 for 3 here. I think this is a winner for all 3 of us.
Same,
yes.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, the show I'm most excited about, unless any of you have any more on American Born Chinese. All right, I'll move on. The show that I am excited about this week is the all-new comedy series called Platonic, which debuts this Wednesday, May 24th on Apple TV+. The series stars Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne as 2 former friends who decide to reconnect after a long rift, but their renewed friendship quickly consumes and destabilizes their lives. This is not the first time that Seth and Rose have starred in a movie together. The 2 played husband and wife in the 2014 Universal comedy Neighbors and its 2016 sequel. Platonic is created by Nick Stoller and Francesca Del Banco, who are not only married, but also joined forces on the Netflix series Friends from College, if any of you remember that. And you can see the first 3 episodes of this series starting this Wednesday, May 24th. And then you can see additional episodes every Wednesday after that. And we love one of those like 3 episode drops to really like kickstart us. So you don't just watch one and then you have to wait a whole week like regular traditional television. I really love the idea of this series because I think everyone has that one friend that like kind of derails them to a certain degree.
I agree.
like kind of makes you a little messy, and like you drop all of your responsibilities when they're either in town or when you hang out, and that's like kind of what happens where they like Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne's characters reconnect, and then they think like maybe it'd be a good idea if we just adopt a baby. Should we just like have a baby, like just to have one? It's like that kind of madness. So I'm really into it.
I think I'm kind of sold just on like Neighbors. If we can keep making like TV shows that feature like couples from comedies that performed really well like 10 years ago, I will watch it 10 out of 10 times. I'm excited to see them back together.
I saw a headline that said something, or maybe it was a tweet where someone said Seth Rogen is playing the Seth Rogen character. Because
as he should, that makes sense for him.
Yeah, there's not like
it works.
He knows what works. I was gonna say there's not much range, but I don't really think there has to be. He has range within the Seth Rogen genre. He has different levels of Seth Rogen.
Yeah,
it's like Donkey Kong was basically Seth Rogen in the Super Mario Brothers movie. So needs to keep sticking to this formula.
Yeah. Yep. What is it? Brad, our producer, off to the side, asking who has better range, Seth Rogen or Jonah Hill?
Jonah Hill.
Yeah,
we love Seth
Jonah Hill. Seth is great.
Seth was in The Fabelmans, so that was kind of a dramatic shift for him.
Yeah, just dramatic Seth Rogen. All right, don't want to drag Seth Rogen. Check out all the shows we just talked about and so much more by saying what to watch into your voice remote. Next up, let's check out the TV shows and movies you can enjoy for free right now in the latest edition of Free This Week. Xfinity's Free This Week program continues with free previews of Hi-Ya and Kakoa, which collectively offer martial arts, action movies, and Korean entertainment to help you celebrate Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. And here to tell us more about it is our very own multicultural editor, Liz. Liz, what do you got for us?
Thanks, David. And yes, I'm so excited because this week, May 22nd through the 28th, we have two of our very favorite partners, Hi-Ya and Kakoa, who are completely ungating all of their content for us. And so offering it, for all of you for free. And so this is our destination. You say Free This Week, and you'll be able to find all of their really great movies and series. So Hi-Ya, if you're not familiar, is an Asian action network. And so you're going to find some really great movies like Ip Man, the entire series, as well as things like The Swordsman and Train to Busan. And Kakoa is our K-drama central network where they have everything K-pop as well as variety shows. And I'm super excited to watch with my kids because we're all huge K-pop fans over here. So we're going to be watching Welcome to the NCT Universe on Kakoa. So make sure you check it out and get all your fill of everything Hi-Ya and Kakoa for the week. Super excited.
Matt, are you a big K-pop fan?
I'm learning, okay? I'm trying to, and Liz, I think this is a great conversation starter. If you can tell me like which programs I need to watch, because all I know from like K-pop is very surface level. I know the BTSs, the Blackpinks of the world. So I'll definitely take some suggestions for you on which K-pop programs I need to check out.
Yeah, I
just listen to the same stuff all the time. I need some new stuff to have on my iPod.
I'm happy to, and I'm glad that you mentioned that because this month, all month, for AAPI Heritage Month, we have a collection, and we will have an entire collection, a row of all of some really great videos, K-pop videos, music videos, as well as we have a collection that's always up, and not just during Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, but about K-dramas. And so we're going to have tons of content on there from Kakoa and from other partners as well. So make sure that you check it out. We'll have tons of stuff, but I can offline send you a bunch of titles that you should be watching.
Okay.
Liz, what's the voice command to find all of that stuff?
Asian American. Thanks for saying that. So if you say Asian American or you say AAPI into your voice remote, you'll be able to grab the collection for the whole month of May.
Perfect. I was scrolling through the Hi-Ya library yesterday, and they do have some great classics in the Kung Fu martial arts genre. But you mentioned it. If you only watch one movie, I highly suggest Train to Busan, which is about train passengers trying to survive a zombie apocalypse while on a trip from Seoul to Busan in South Korea. It's one of the best action movies of the last 10 years, hands down. 94% on Rotten Tomatoes.
There's a sequel too, right? Is there two?
There are two train. For some reason they took the train twice.
They got back on. Why?
They learned their lesson.
Yeah, but it's very, very good. So check all of that out. And the Haya and Kakoa free previews run through this week, May 22nd through the 28th. As a reminder, Xfinity's Free This Week program offers a new selection of free content from streaming services and premium networks every week of the year with no strings attached. Just say free or free this week into your remote to check all of it out. Next up, tennis, anyone? It's time for sports. The French Open kicks off this Sunday, May 28th, with live coverage airing on NBC, Peacock, and the Tennis Channel through June 5th. For more details on this prestigious tournament, we turn to our resident sports guru, Maddie. Maddie, give us all the details on tennis.
Sports guru. I like that. Thanks, David. Yes, it's French Open time. It's the second of the 4 Grand Slam tournaments of the year, and there's a lot to look forward to. If you don't know what the Grand Slam is, we can take it back a little bit. It's similar to golf in that there are 4 major tournaments that happen throughout the year, them being the Australian Open, Wimbledon, the US Open, and of course the French Open. What's unique about these tournaments and the French Open specifically is that the court surface changes based on the tournament. In basically every other sport, there's like regulation fields and courts, not in tennis. The French Open is the premier clay court championship. If you watched before, it's like that red dirt. You can always tell you're watching the French Open when you see that orangey red dirt. It looks almost like a baseball infield. And playing on this surface, I had to research here. I just did not know this off the top of my head. It results in like a slower pace and a higher bounce to the ball, which is just kind of insane to me that the players have to train differently based on the court's surface. Again, it's unlike any other sport in that way. It's one of the more soothing sports to watch. Specifically, you just kind of have it on in the background, kind of the rhythm of the shots back and forth is very relaxing to me. So I find myself having it on even if I'm not paying strict attention. So whether you're watching for the background noise or are an avid tennis fan, the French Open will broadcast the early rounds on the Tennis Channel, but select matchups and subsequent final rounds will air on NBC and Peacock. But it all starts May 28th. Just say sports or tennis into your voice remote to stay up to date with all of the French Open matches. So hopefully I teed it up a little bit for you guys to get excited, even if you're not big tennis fans. I know I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and the that first day you mentioned, Sunday, May 28th, live coverage on the Tennis Channel begins at 5 a.m. and runs through 3 p.m. Eastern, and then NBC and Peacock cover from 1 to 4 p.m. So that's a lot of tennis for you.
Are you setting your 5 a.m. alarms, guys?
Of course, yeah. Setting it, wake up, have some nice ASMR tennis moments from starting my day.
There you go.
I can't figure out how you said it, clay slows down the pace, right?
I had to, thanks for the fact check there, David. I had to look that up myself because it's like the ball is bouncing so fast and speeding up that I don't know if the rallies perhaps go longer or just because maybe they don't and they have to reset so often because points are earned so fast that it kind of slows down the pace of the game. I don't know, but apparently slower pace, higher bounce to the ball, and Rafa has got that down like a science.
Because I was thinking, like, if it's bouncing higher, you think it would make it go faster. And also, then I was thinking about playing on some sort of grass. I feel like the ball wouldn't bounce.
Right.
Grass courts, completely. I have no idea what the science is behind that. So if we do another tennis spot here, I'm gonna have to research again.
I find it interesting that there's no regulation, right? Like you just need to know if you're a great tennis player, you're going to know how to play on all these damn surfaces, like figure it out, right? Like it's not regulated at all. And I find that really interesting.
Like imagine a basketball court, like the Sixers home court being like, a grass field, or being like 10 feet longer would just completely throw the athletes off, I think.
To a degree, it's not unlike like outfields in baseball, like where the walls are there and how players adjust for stadiums in that sense.
Yeah, true. It's a good point.
Yeah.
That's all I have. That's
or like turf versus
that's all I can
real
add.
grass. Yeah, like wow.
Right.
Great job.
Well, as Maddie said, check out all the details on the tournament, and you can find out. Times vary by day, so just say sports or tennis into your remote, and you'll get all the details you need. Next up, we book a first-class flight on Air Jordan in the latest edition of Hangouts. The critically acclaimed Ben Affleck and Matt Damon movie Air, which chronicles the birth of Michael Jordan's partnership with Nike, is now available to stream with Prime Video, and our very own Xfinity Movies editor, Maddie, recently sat down with the cast for an all-new episode of Xfinity Hangouts. Maddie, how did it go?
Oh my gosh, I was so nervous, I have to be honest, but I was so fortunate to be able to chat with Ben Affleck, the director and star of Air, and additional stars, Matt Damon, Chris Tucker, and Marlon Wayans, about their new movie that's available now to watch on Prime Video. So let's take a look at the trailer and a clip from my conversation with them.
People don't know what the hell a Nike is.
What's a Converse?
NBA All-Star shoe.
There's nothing cool about Nike.
You would have to have a pretty compelling pitch.
I can tell them the one thing the other companies can't compete with. Our basketball division is terrible.
I do not love it. This is where you come up with a brilliant idea that no one else can see. Let's hear it.
I got it. I found him.
Who's that? Jesus? Can't afford it.
I'm willing to bet my career on one guy. My name's Sonny Vaccaro. I'm with Nike.
Do you typically make it a habit of showing up at people's front doors unannounced?
I don't like to take no for an answer. Oh, man. Here we go.
This movie takes place in 1984. Ben, I know what you were doing in 84. You were working on the PBS educational program called The Voyage of the Mimi, which was required viewing for all 6th grade science students in my middle school. Anything you would tell 12-year-old Ben Affleck about his career now while he was freezing his butt off on the Mimi?
That was actually 85 and 86, but I will say that, in fact, that's from the set of that show. I found a picture of myself wearing the Air Jordan 1s. So that's how I was like, oh, I did have those shoes. Wow. And I could prove that. But, you know, it was good. I don't know what I would tell young Ben Affleck except that to expect a lot of complaints from people who had to watch the show in their 6th grade science class and don't take it personally.
I remember so many basic survival skills because of that show, Ben. You probably will save my life.
You get hypothermia, you get in the sleeping bag with your grandfather.
Exactly. I will take that with me forever. Oh my gosh, that was such a dream, by the way, to talk with Ben Affleck about The Voyage of the Mimi. That was serious. I had to watch that in my 6th grade science class. And he did fact check me on the date a little bit, but I think Wikipedia says otherwise, but I'm not going to tell Ben Affleck he's wrong. Yeah, that was so much fun. Like I said, that was my first hangout. So to do it with Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, and all those other stars was like crazy cool experience. So if you want to watch the full hangout, please do. Just the hangouts or what to watch in your voice remote. But to talk a little bit about Air, I really, really love this movie. I'm a basketball fan. Obviously, I've got a basketball hoop behind me. But it's not even really like a basketball movie. It's really a business story. It's so much more relatable to like The Social Network than like maybe Hustle. And another thing that I loved about this movie, it kind of brought in a lot of COVID era nostalgia. And I want to say that like COVID, obviously awful, but I think we were all kind of in the same place. I think around like May is when the Michael Jordan documentary premiered on HBO, and we were all kind of watching that together. And there was a bit of it where they described the Jordan and Nike partnership. And this was just a huge, long take on that small story that was a part of that documentary. So I highly recommend everyone check this out, whether they are a basketball fan or not. It's got Matt Damon and Ben Affleck in it. Like, what more can you want? They're just being themselves. They're having a ton of fun on set filming this movie. And you could really feel that when you watched it. And they also confirmed that in my hangout. So hope you two will be checking this out. I give it my highest praise for sure.
Yes, for sure.
Very interested, and also really excited to see how much fun Ben was having with you. I interviewed Ben a long time ago for Batman versus Superman, and he did not have fun with me. I mean, he was going through a lot. It's different times. He's with J-Lo now. He's happier. He's got his Duncan. But back then, he was getting so much criticism for playing Batman that I think he was like very guarded. I find that sometimes, like, I've interviewed M. Night Shyamalan multiple times, and his mood and how he is like completely dependent on how people are reacting to the movie he's promoting. Like, I saw him after like Airbender, and he was at his most unhappy and like closed off. And then Split came out, and it was like talking to an entirely different person, like, because he was on top of the world. Everyone's like, M. Night is back. And he was like a joy to talk to. So yeah, I didn't get the version of Ben you got.
Yeah, I feel like this was such a passion project for him, probably. I mean, he's a big basketball fan. We all know he's a big Celtics guy, being from Boston. He's working with his best friend and directing this movie. So I can tell, like, watching other interviews, he loves talking about this. And they created a company together, Ben and Matt, so they'll be pumping out additional movies. I don't think it's all going to be basketball related, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he comes out with. And hopefully he'll do more hangouts with us and be excited to talk about these projects with us every single time, unlike the Batman movie.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you'll do the interview, because now you've got the vibe going.
I guess spread the wealth. Everyone gets to take a turn interviewing Ben.
And see what version of Ben we get.
Yeah.
Right.
He's going to be like, I remember you when he sees me. You can check out the movie Air right now on Prime Video and watch Maddie's entire interview with Ben Affleck, Chris Tucker, the cast, say hangouts in your remote. Next up, it is Keanu versus Keanu in a deathmatch segment called What to Watch This Week. John Wick Chapter 4 is available to own on Xfinity platforms starting tomorrow, May 23rd. Before we go any further, let's take a quick look at a clip from the movie.
This hit goes out to you, Mr. Wick.
42 regular, wasn't it?
Yeah. And so it begins.
Yeah. I got mine, I hope ya.
Challenge him to single combat.
If you win, you'll have your freedom.
And when I see you, I'ma take what I want, so.
Amen.
That trailer rocks.
It's a very good trailer. And the movie was also crazy good too. So highly recommend it. But in honor of Keanu Reeves' latest return as one of cinema's greatest hitmen, we each decided to cull the depths of the actor's filmography in search of a single champion to represent us in a three-way Keanu Reeves character deathmatch. Which Keanu will reign supreme? Let's meet our competitors. And I will go first. Representing me as my Keanu Reeves deathmatch champion, I have chosen none other than John Constantine from the critically lukewarm 2005 action horror movie Constantine. Loosely based on a DC comic series called Hellblazer, Constantine is the story of an exorcist with the ability to see and communicate with half angels and half demons, as well as travel between Earth and Hell. Why have I chosen John Constantine for this Rumble of the Reeves? First, he possesses all the combat skills you've come to expect from a Keanu Reeves character, both armed and unarmed. But the most compelling argument is this. When Constantine is rewarded for his selfless sacrifice, he receives a one-way ticket to heaven. But Satan says, "Not today, me," restores Constantine's life and cures him of cancer because he knows that John Constantine is such a ruthless badass that he will eventually do enough evil to earn a one-way ticket to hell. Lucifer himself is like, John Constantine is a menace to society. And to top it all off, at the end of the movie, Constantine punches the archangel Gabriel right in the face. Just punches him in his angel face. I don't care if you've got John Wick or Neo from The Matrix in your corner. You don't want to mess with the guy who Satan looks at and says, you know what? I think he could really be an asset to our organization. And that is why I have chosen John Constantine. Thoughts, feelings?
How have I not seen this movie?
Because it's terrible.
Same.
Okay, regardless of this bit that we're doing, I'm adding this to my watch list right away. I mean, Dan, I'm not feeling so good about my pick, but you have kind of sold me that you should write like a full-length essay on this. You won. Your mission statement is very strong.
You won, David. John Constantine won for sure.
But now I really want to see what you picked, Maddie.
No. You just wait.
Let's hear it.
Oh, is it my okay?
Is it?
Well,
is
okay.
it? I think so.
All right. Well, I'll tee it up if it's me. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, definitely.
Gotta be completely honest here. I tried to choose something a little different, fun for the show, without being really aware of the plot of the movie I selected. So I chose Keanu Reeves as Batman. Right, sounds good, in the animated movie DC League of Super Pets.
Right, sounds good.
Okay, Keanu as Batman. We're just talking about Batman. This is a match made in heaven. Even if it's animated, we can, stretch the rules here. He could be the most powerful Keanu of all, like unlimited access to weapons, kind of like John Wick. But then I watched the movie and I realized I had made a grave mistake. Have either of you seen DC League of Super Pets, or am I okay to spoil the plot?
Go for it.
I have not seen it.
I'm not going to see it.
Okay. Well, it's all about the pets trying to save the superheroes. So Keanu's Batman spends the entire movie in captivity, and he gets dominated immediately. And he's outsmarted by an evil gerbil. It's really a bad look for me and for Keanu's animated Batman. So I have to stand by my selection. I'm okay to take the L here. I think I should get some points for trying to be fun and think outside the box. I don't watch a lot of animated movies, so I chose this and then sat through and really did my homework. It's a fine movie, but he had to rely on a couple of super dogs and super pets to take him out of the grips of the evil gerbil. So yeah, it's not great.
He is the weakest Batman in the multiverse, apparently.
Maybe not as weak as Ben Affleck trying to promote his Batman performance.
Oh, good one.
Very well done. All right, Liz.
Well, I think I
had a battle between you two at this point.
Well,
so
no, I have you beat. I have you beat because in the same vein, I thought we're going to have fun with this and I'm going to take a different angle. I'm not a huge, and I know, I feel like Keanu Reeves movies are like hit or miss, right? And I'm not a huge fan. And I haven't even seen any of the John Wick movies, to be really honest with you. But what I chose was Keanu Reeves in The Lake House. Hear me out. Hear me out. Because I'm a huge rom-com fan, this is the Keanu Reeves that I remember. So Alex Weiler, if you remember, the premise of this whole movie is Alex Weiler is an architect and he falls in love and able to communicate with a woman who lives in the same house that he lived in 2 years after him. So apparently my whole thought was Alex could be, he's so unassuming, and this architect could be sort of like this badass secret hitman that nobody knew about. And I think the fact that he can time travel really gives him an edge to be able to beat, John Wick, I'm thinking, right? So that was my whole theory on choosing The Lake House. I think that his play with time travel gives him the advantage over all other Keanu Reeves characters.
Isn't it just the mailbox that does the time traveling?
It is the mailbox. Maybe he can get in it. Maybe he can find a way to use the mailbox to, I don't know, deliver things. I don't know. I'm trying. I was really reaching here.
We should have our Keanu's like link up, Liz. Maybe the two of ours could take down David's. We were trying to have fun with it. Okay, we were trying to make choices for the good of the show. I think
I sat down and I was like, how can my character kill all the other characters? And you're like, time traveling mailbox. Why not? It's good. Maybe I love that you rewrote the plot of the movie that maybe he was a hitman. Like
maybe he was. Who knows, right? This unassuming architect who was, you know, everybody thought he was an architect, but maybe he was a hitman or could be a hitman.
I'm just so good, Liz.
This was so much more fun than I thought it was going to be. I do think John Constantine probably murders both of these people.
Yeah, you won.
We need to do another one of these with like other actors. We'll take it more seriously and think about like who would actually win in a fight. Because I want to redo.
We did it with many episodes ago. We did one with cereal mascots. I don't know what that was tied to. I remember I chose Boo Berry because he was already dead and you can't kill him. But
good thinking. I would have went Captain Crunch with the sword.
Oh,
right, he has a weapon, right?
Yeah, he does. He's got like a little wooden sword, like a little Lost Boys sword.
I'm thinking Tony the Tiger. That's where my head went, to Frosted Flakes.
Someone I think Landon might have picked Tony the Tiger. Like, yeah, it was serial killers. That was the spin on it, but I still don't know what we were promoting, what show or movie we were using that for. Maybe it had nothing to do with it. Anyway, this was fun. Thank you both for keeping it fun while I was viciously talking about some hell demon. John Wick Chapter 4 is now available to add to your digital movie library on Xfinity platforms. Just say John Wick into your voice remote and you can see all 4 chapters. And you can check out all of the movies and characters we just talked about simply by saying what to watch. Maddie's already going to add Constantine to her watch list.
That's right.
And that will do it for today's show. That was fast. Thank you to my fellow Xfinity editors, Maddie and Liz, for joining me this week. Special thanks to Ben Affleck and Chris Tucker, who just sat there for this one, for hanging out with us. Their movie Air is now available to stream on Prime Video. Shout out to our producers, Brad, Dan, Josh, Adela, and everyone else behind the scenes for making the show run smoothly. If you want to check out the TV shows and movies we just talked about, get more of our entertainment recommendations, or watch us interview big celebrities, just say what to watch into your voice remote, or tune in here every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern for a new episode. You can even watch us on Zumo Play on the Xfinity What to Watch channel. My name is David. That's great. Hi. Thanks for watching us. Thanks for joining us on What to Watch Live.